Getting a little practice here with lesson IN 4. Question number 1. A teacher has 8 cards in a bag with different letters and numbers as shown. She asked 2 students to pick out a card without replacing them. So, part A, what is the probability both students will pick a 1? You don't have to do this. When I'm doing a problem like this, what I like to do is just put a little indicator here telling myself what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, probability of a 1 and then a 1. And again, key idea here, we're not replacing them. So to start out with, picking a 1, how many 1s do we have? 2 out of how many altogether? 8. Okay, so the first person would have a 2 out of 8 chance of getting a 1. And then we have taken that 1 out. We're not putting it back. So now how many 1s do we have? 1. And how many total things do we have? 7. Good. So 1 out of 7 chance the second person would get a 1. And then if we multiply those, would be 2 out of 56. Those are both even numbers, so we can reduce that down to 1 out of 28. Very good. Part B asks, what is the probability that neither student picks a letter? Well, if they don't pick a letter, they're going to pick a number. So we're really looking for a probability of a number and then a number. This was the number symbol back before hashtags, by the way. So, chance of the first person picking a number, how many number tiles do we have? We're starting over, by the way, okay? Ignore that we did the 1s on the first part. The 1s are all back in. We're back to our 8 cards. So how many number tiles do we have? How many different number tiles? Okay, 6 out of 8. Okay? We've only got 2 of them that are letters. So 6 out of 8 are numbers. And then if we pick out a number, we're not putting it back. Now how many numbers do we have? 5 out of 7. Good. Alright, and then we can multiply. So 6 times 5. 8 times 7 we just did. 56. Good. And then again, both of those are even. We can reduce. Would be 15 out of 28. Good. So part C, probability. The first student picks a K. The second student picks an odd number. So if we look at our cards here, we want probability of a K and then an odd number. On the cards, we've only got 1 out of 8 cards that has a K. And then the odd numbers, we've got a 5, a 1, a 7, another 1, and a 3. So that's 5. If we took the K, kept it out, now we only have 7. Bless you. And then if you multiply, that would be 5 out of 56. We can't reduce, so that would be our answer for that one. Part D, probability. The first student picks a letter and the second student picks a prime number. Prime numbers, again, are numbers that only have 2 factors, one in themselves. Or if you think about doing a factor tree, we can't break the numbers down any further. For example, 3, 2, 5, 7, 11, those are all examples of prime numbers. So to pick a letter first on this one, we've got A or K would be 2 out of 8. And then picking a prime number. Prime numbers here, we've got 5, 7, 2, and 3. That's 4 out of 7 left. 1 is actually not considered to be prime or composite. 0 and 1 are not considered to be either. So that would be 8 out of 56, and we can actually reduce that by 8 all the way down to 1/7. Looking at number 3, we have the 8th grade class must send 3 students to represent them at the science fair. Of the 12 students who meet the requirements to attend the science fair, 7 are boys and 5 are girls. To determine who will go, the teacher picks the names of the students out of the bag without replacement. What is the probability that the teacher picks 2 girls first and a boy last? Alright, so I've tried to highlight here, do a little color coding, looking at the boys and girls. So we're actually picking 3 things this time. So we're wanting girl, girl, boy. Obviously, we can't pick the same person twice. We're not going to say, oh, you know, we picked Emily and now we picked Emily again. Once that person's been chosen, they can't be chosen a second time to be in the science fair. When you're working this out, if you want to, we can just kind of draw something out of what's happening. So we've got a total of 12 people. And with the 12, we've got 7 that are boys. And we've got 5 that are girls. So, probability of getting a girl first, there are 5 girls here out of a total of 12. Like I said, we're not going to pick them again, so if you've drawn this out, you can go ahead and cross out one of the girls here. So now, drawing a girl, or choosing a girl, we've got 4 out of 11. Again, they're not going to be chosen again. And now the chance of getting a boy would be 7 out of 10. We've got 7 boys, we've got a total of 10 people. At that point, we would be multiplying all 3 of those together. So in the numerator, 5 times 4 times 7 ends up being 140. Denominator, 12 times 11 times 10 ends up being 1,320. You might notice those both end in zeros, so we could divide by 10. I will allow you to use your calculators, so if you want to put that in your calculator and then do that second PRB, and that'll do the F to D, that'll reduce that for you. Should reduce down to 7 out of 66. If we look at number 5, the Spend Less supermarket is handing out flyers to the first 30 customers who arrive at their grand opening. There are 18 flyers that contain extra coupon savings. What is the probability the first 4 customers receive flyers without extra coupon savings? Alright, this is a little bit borderline here. We could draw out the 18 things, and we'll go ahead and do that here, I guess. If we had like 100 or something, we probably wouldn't want to do this, but okay, there's our 18 flyers, and oh, I'm sorry, there's 30 flyers. Okay, we'll do this. How many of them have coupons? 18. So I just went in rows of 10s here. We'll just do a C if they have a coupon. And again, there's nothing says you have to do this, but I think it kind of helps visualize a little bit better what's happening on the problem. So we want 4 customers to get without coupon savings. So we'll say no C for no coupon. Okay, so if we look at this, to start out with, how many of these don't have flyers in them, or don't have coupons in them? 12, right. We got that bottom row is 10 plus 2 more is 12. So there's 12 out of 30 chance that that first person's going to get one that doesn't have a coupon. Is somebody going to get that same flyer that they got? No, so it's done for. Alright, now what's the chance the next person's going to get one? 11 out of 29 that they're going to get one that doesn't have a coupon. Good. And then once that's taken, that one's done. Next person would be 10 out of 28. Good. And then nine out of 27. Good. Okay. As you might suspect, when we multiply those, that's going to be some pretty big numbers. That's going to be 11,880 over 657,720. But again, if you use that feature on your calculator for reducing that, you can get that actually to reduce all the way down to 11 over 609. And if you want to just check that out, practice reducing that on your calculator to make sure you remember how that process works. Number 6, we have a bag that contains 10 yellow, 10 red, and 10 orange wristbands. Explain the difference between the probability of picking 3 yellow wristbands with replacement and the probability of picking 3 yellow wristbands without replacement. And they're just asking for what the difference is here. They're not asking us to actually figure out what the probabilities are. So one way of answering this, we could say with replacement. In other words, when we put the wristbands back, the probability of picking 3 yellow wristbands would be higher because all 3 yellow wristbands are there each time. We could flip that around. Another way of saying this, you could say without replacement, the probability would be lower because we're taking them out, we're not putting them back in. So, you know, instead of 3, now I've only got 2, now I've only got 1, right? Okay, good. One thing else that would change that we would have to examine also, I guess, is that the number of wristbands altogether is changing as well. But that's going to be offset by the fact that we don't have as many yellow wristbands. So basically, with replacement, each time we would have a 3 out of 10 chance, or sorry, a 3 out of, let me start over. We would have a 10 out of 30, or a 1/3 chance each time. If we didn't replace it, we'd have a 10 out of 30, then 9 out of 29, then 8 out of 28. So there's less wristbands, but there's also less yellow wristbands, so it should offset it to where we have a better chance if we just put it back in.